panel. And we hope to be done with this in like an hour, 30 minutes maximum. We might not spend up to that. An hour, 30 minutes maximum. We might not spend up to that. So, welcome with me, Osho Ademola. Are we tired? Ha, hey! After we are learning. The least we can do is clap our hands now. Okay, welcome also with me, Rollicles. That your baby swear, can I wear it? No. Aww. No. Okay, so also I'd like to welcome Mr. Curtis. Please come. Yorubas, they used to say, Egulani Kenyi Gbale. Forgive me. His name is Mr. Okay, they did not put any prefix here. He said Dapo Osaji. He is the director, Isaka Center for Fashion Entrepreneurship Studies. So please welcome with me, Mr. Dapo. So we're taking questions as related to the classes taught today. But one thing I'm particularly grateful for is the fact that Mr. Dapo he didn't teach us any class today. So he will come and give us his 20 years experience based on the questions we are asking. So as he's throwing it, I beg you, be cashing it. Because the best way you can learn is to learn from someone's experience. The ones we have done, all the while, it have passed. It's time to do it the right way, Shebi? Yeah. And that's why we are here. Okay, so I just want 5 questions. 5 questions. So raise up your hand and I'll give us numbers. 1, 2, 3. As related to ready to wear. Based on what we have learned today. 3. If I start, don't come and tell me that Debbie, I have question again. No. 4. Okay, can we have question 1, please? Okay.
I'm sorry, but yes, I missed your lecture and I'm sorry for joining us back. I want to learn more about because you're a big role model to me. So, the marketing strategies, then attaching stories to the brand.
Okay. She said marketing strategy and attaching story to the brand.
Then you talk about then production. So, then production. I saw it in someone's notes. Then production. Please, Maka, you sorry for
talk about it.
Please,
okay.
I missed it.
Okay, so she said that marketing strategy and then how. What else did you say? And then attaching stories to the brand. She talked about it really. Okay, do you want to answer that right away?
I was speaking about compelling story in the morning. Like, okay, let me just say something that I coined for myself. Okay. Some people say their compelling story by using their unique selling point, okay, to tell their story. When I talk about compelling story, I mean, what exactly do you want your brand to be known for? That's the way I see my own compelling story. Now, I told you that I said, once you're an African and you get married and you give birth to a girl child, your confidence level as a woman drops a bit. You'll be looking out to give birth to a male child, right? They might say, that's not true now. But it might not be discussed generally, but that's what is obtainable. So now I want everybody that has a girl child to be confident about having a girl child. If you want the number of children you have, maybe you just want 2 children. Do you understand? And there are no boys there. You should be fine. So we now began to do our designs in such a way that when people see the designs on these children, they want to have girl children. So what is your own compelling story? How are you going to be able to tell it to people Then when you come up with that compelling story, that's what you begin to sell. Most of us, we just want to make clothes and start selling. Everybody is selling clothes. What exactly are you selling? So that story, you have to be able to say it very well. Yes.
Thank you very much.
The little addition I would add to that is this. Let's take it practical. Now you want to create a collection, right? And the collection is meant for a particular audience. You know, let's say you are trying to make a collection for pregnant women, you know, or maybe a collection that is targeting pastors' wives. Now, that particular collection, the moment you decide I want to create this collection for this particular set of people, the question that comes to mind is, why do you want to create it for them? Now, the explanation you have for wanting to create that particular collection is your story. The question now is, how do you now convey it to people when they see your design, so that they will now know that, okay, this collection is created because of this purpose. One of the courses I took last year on Ready to Wear, we talked about pregnant women that their sex lives is struggling. So we now came up with, okay, what's the name of the collection we'll create? We said Sexy Preggies. Now, when you hear that name, already it's painting a picture in your mind. Now, when you ask why Sexy Preggy, then you're like, you know, some men, they will be going out. I want to retain my man, and it will even help in the process of childbirth. When a pregnant woman hears you say that, they will say, give me one. I want safe delivery. So you'll be able to connect the designs you've created to that. And when you are trying to sell online, on social media, most likely Facebook, for example, you need to create captions. You know, captions are sentences you write to go with the picture. Like I used to tell people, in fashion, we are selling lifestyle solution. We are not selling clothes. So the words that you use will sell the picture. If you are just posting a fine picture, all you are doing is giving people designs they can copy. But when there's a write-up that goes with that picture, that says, when your daughter wears this, she becomes the best, she becomes the apple of all eyes. I'm a father. I have a firstborn as a girl. I want her to be the apple of all eyes. If I see your WhatsApp API link, I will click it and come and chat with you. So I've used a compelling story in my Facebook post to get somebody who is interested to do what? Connect with me. I could do that if I do it on Instagram. I'll say the link to chat with me is in the bio, knowing full well that they will click and say, I like that red dress, I want it for my daughter. This morning, the second videographer called me outside and said he wants to buy clothes from her for his daughter's birthday, because he doesn't want clothes they just go and pick. His daughter is his firstborn, and this is the first birthday. He wants it to be special. Imagine she now does a collection and calls it the special breed, and now put that story behind it and start writing about it on Facebook. It will attract people. That is the concept of compelling story.
Recently, if you can go to Instagram, there is a girl called the J3 Sisters. I don't know if you heard about her. She's a J3 sister. Okay, J3 Sisters. J3 Sisters. That took the picture, right? The father is Ijalano. So somebody contacted me that they want us to handle the PR for the girl. That the person that was managing our page wasn't doing well. So when I looked at that, when I looked at the pictures, you know, the first thing I saw was the dress the lady was, the girl was wearing. As in, they are just amazing and beautiful. Now, you know that as a fashion designer, you are in the creative industry. So if you are the type that always copy people's posts and you are not adding any creativity to it, to sell will become difficult. So you have to wake up. It's very difficult for women because of some people, even in the husband is not giving them peace of mind. Some people, there are a lot of family issues up and down. Maybe even some people, because they are expectant mothers, become so difficult from family and all that. But if you, with aside all those ones, you have to make sure that you are creative. If you are creative enough, before I really met Rolikos, I think it was Coach that shared a post. What drew me to her page was the creativity in what she does. When you have a good product, to sell will become easier. Am I making sense to you? Yeah. Now, then picture your mind that someone is able to wear a glamorous dress, as in a girl is able to wear that kind of dress, as in you should be having that picture. Like, I want to design a particular dress for a girl, and I want everybody to be able to put a siren word like wow. So that should be part of your collection if you really want to sell. Nobody wants to buy something that is common. Nobody wants to buy something that is in the market. So for those of you that you have issues with pattern drafting, then you have to begin illustration, pattern drafting are part of the things you have to really be putting in place. Like I told you, you don't have to be the one to do everything. You can outsource. Don't kill yourself now. Sure you get. So it's part of marketing strategy. Finishing, design is key to sales and marketing. Now everything packaging. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mary Curtis and everybody from the Fashion 6 School. I really appreciate being here. For 19 years of my life, I've devoted it to fashion. And I've devoted the last 10 years telling the story of fashion and its commercialization, which is actually the missing link in Nigeria today. If I ask the question right here, right now, everybody here is a fashion designer, am I correct? In one way or the other. You're clothes designers. But the truth is there are people here who could fit in other parts of the value chain. And what I beg everywhere I go to is, first of all, you need to understand the value chain. If you do not know the value chain, then you will fix yourself in the wrong place. It's a case of a round peg in a square hole. And once that happens, you would never come to full capacity. You will struggle at everything that you do. Storytelling is a part of every creative. And I'll break it down to you. From inception or conceptualization of a design, you were telling a story, except you copied. When you wanted to make a piece, where's that lady that was sitting down here? She had some Ankara hair. She was trying to tell a story. And it is from that process that you take to your copy when you make a social media post, you do a magazine feature, or you do a magazine advertisement. From inception, you have the story. Please, can you stand up again? Thank you. How many of you went to fashion school? Sorry, I'll do my own small lecture. I might take your time, but at the end of the day, this is for you to understand. Please come forward. I don't mean to embarrass you, but come forward. How many of you went to fashion school here? Come. You'll be glad you did at the end of the day. How many of you went to fashion school here? So how many people know about a mood board here? You know what a mood board is. So when you want to create a mood board, or when you want to create a collection, you need to have a mood board. Yes. Right. If I wanted to create a collection with this, perhaps in different colorways, right? What will be on my mood board? I just need 2 or 3 answers. There's no right or wrong answer in fashion. What? A bat. Bat. Good. What else? Cinderella. What else? See, let me tell you something about fashion. I was told in fashion school there's no wrong answer. Never rip anything out of your sketchbook. Pay attention. That thing you wrote or you drew is telling you another thing. Pay attention. Just pay attention to it. So I've heard Cinderella. I've heard Bat. What else? Choir. I've heard what? Huh? Heavenly. Right. Good. Tiara. Okay. Angel. More. Keep it. Anything that comes to your head. It's your own interpretation of what you see. Wings. Fairy tales. More. Keep it coming. Come on. Mitchell. Come on. Tell me. Mirage. What else? Nefertiti. What else? The sky. What else? Royalty. What else? Dove. What else? Good. Everything I've heard today, let me tell you, in 2 or 3 words. Look at them. You're trying to sell a graceful, flowing collection. Tie all those words together. I heard what? What do you tell me? Cathedral, choir, tiara, heavenly, angel. What are you trying to say? Graceful, flowing. What I'm doing is not magic. I'll explain to you. I'm not one of those teachers. Please sit down. I'm not one of those teachers who will not tell you how they got to the answer. When you write words on your mood board, there are words that tie those words together. There's one word that is prevalent amongst everything. That is where you are going to. That is where your storytelling starts. And it's not only words you write on your mood board. You pick up pictures of stuff. So like me, if I wanted to do a mood board of this, I will not just write cathedral. I'll bring the picture of a cathedral. I will not write choir. I'll bring the picture of somebody wearing the choir robe. Right? So all of these pictures, the words, is what I will now tie together that I begin to tell my story from. So a lot of you don't have compelling stories because you didn't actually develop a collection. You just copied and you pasted. Am I right or wrong? Right. So the only reason why I went into teaching fashion as a business is to let people understand that there's a process. If you do not follow that process, at some point you will be lost. And that's the truth. Fashion is like mathematics. There's steps to solving the problem. And the problem most of you are having is because you're not following the steps. Some of you, thankfully, will arrive at the answer. Thank God. Glory to God. You're going to make some money. Fine. But after some time, you will still come back and say, Coach, it's like business is not moving this month. Why? You didn't follow the steps. There is a formula. Follow that formula and you will never be wrong. Thank you very much.
That was superlatively awesome. You know, I was going to ask him to come and tell us a brief about himself so that we could be able to relate and then ask questions. But Dapo was in the spirit. Before I could land, he caught it and flow in the spirit. So I still have room for 2 more questions. Yeah. So from what he has said, we could have, okay, that's my number 5. Okay, so number 2 question, please. Please come forward, come forward.
You have a story. You have a strategy already. Sorry, let me introduce you guys. This is the coordinator of the school. Miss Jennifer, can you stand up? For them to see. And I'm very happy to introduce her to you guys because this is a complete marketing strategist by every ramification. So she will tell you from the picture to use, from the copy to write, and everything. You see, you people think that fashion is not big business. I heard Mr. Curtis say that some of you are lazy. Fashion, if you really did fashion, half of the people here will drive in Rolls Royces. And they live in fancy houses on the best part of town. Sure. That's what happens around the world. It's only in Nigeria that I hear that fashion designer is just in the back door somewhere. It's not like that around the world. But if you follow me, if you understand what we're doing, I will show you some things that, like Mr. Curtis said, we'll be billionaires. We will all be billionaires. No, it's not amen. It's for, there's no see. I'm a practicing Christian, a Bible-believing, practicing Christian. But God, who gave us the mind, has asked us to use it. It's not about saying amen. It's about just doing what you're supposed to do. You understand? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Oh yeah. Question number 2, please.
I was just going to ask him to talk about what he does because when Coach introduced him, I was wondering was a bit too wide. But, you know, he has touched it. But I wouldn't mind him going into detail. And my other question is to Archbishop. You mentioned something about having a collaboration with people so you can produce Ankara dresses to put up. You called it a name. I actually missed out that name. For something. Please, can you go a bit over it? Because you were saying a lot in a rush, and you said, how can we export you through Google Drive? And I missed it a bit. Can you explain a bit?
Okay, now let me just pick the word collaboration. How many of you have sisters, brothers in the US? Okay.
I'm not talking about collaboration. I want to understand what the koala is about.
Okay.
I forgot the name, so I knew.
Okay, koala.co. Koala is an e-commerce platform owned by two people. They collaborated. They met in the US and they felt they are Africans. So they met in the US and they felt, okay, people like African wares. So what can they do? Now, they don't have the time to be producing. So they contacted people in different countries, about 4 countries, and came up with a platform to say, okay, make the dresses, then we will sell. They ship to everywhere in the world. Virtually everywhere in the world. So Koala is just like an e-commerce, it's just like your Jumia.com, .ng. Yeah, we projected it. Koala.co.
It's Bimbo Eluoli. And
Let's go. Flow.
okay. What I want to say is to appreciate the organizer of this program. I'm very, very grateful. Coach, you are doing so well. Rollikus, you are doing so well. She said something which I want to, it's not really a question, but I want her to encourage people on how to go about it. I don't want it to be from me. It's a story. I'm an ex-banker, and when you handle proposals on how to go about loan, you'll be thinking of what's the cost of fund. After leaving the bank, I sent out proposals, and I got invite from Halogen. Halogen asked me to come and make their uniform. The security uniforms, you make the top and the trouser, you get the material, you sew it for 2,500 naira. And they won't give you a dime. And their own beggar has a choice. When you take it there and the material runs, they will reject it. And I talked to myself, I said, no, why did I stay so long in the bank if I cannot use my sense? And you know, my family members decided persecuting me. You don't want to do it. People are doing it and all that. And I said, I cannot do it. Even if Jesus Christ should rise up now and tell me go and do it, I said, I will not do it. They won't give me money. They said they are going to hold my money for 60 days. That 60 days can translate to 120 days, which means I'm paying interest to fund their own business. So there are people in that kind of a situation. I told them, I said, I cannot do it. After a year, they sent somebody to me again. That person just came to my office and said, they said, you can still. I said, is this the same price? They said, yes. I said, I cannot do it. But I want you to encourage people that are in that kind of a shoes. And people say, oh, Lenny, she's lazy. She doesn't want to work and stuff like that. Thank you.
Now, what I usually tell people is when you get such orders, the first thing you should do is to calculate your cost of production and the profit margin. If it's fine for you, take it. But if it's not fine for you, don't take it. Simple. Somebody was it Rocher? I think so. He got an to produce for a school. Now, when they contacted him, there was one person that told him that, okay, you are going to produce, but before you produce for this school, whatever you are making, this is how much you are giving me. And he calculated his cost. He didn't pay him. So he stood on his ground that he was not taking it. I encouraged him. I said, there are some things that you do for the future. He said, Egbon, this one, he not pay me. I said, oh, don't take it. So calculate your production cost, then your profit margin. If it's fine, fine. If it's not fine, that's all.
Most of the time, I do a lot of contracting. And this is what I do. I don't take your project unless you pay me 70% minimum. There is nothing you can tell me, except for one woman. Except for one woman, she stays in Australia. Now, if I come to you and I look at your project and I discover that it's going to give me a lot of problems, after calculating all my costs, implications, and everything, I could look for someone to do the job. If I know to do it by myself is going to cost me a lot, I could outsource. Now, before I conclude with you, I will make sure that you produce a sample. Now, when you produce sample, I want to give the project to you and I want to outsource. So you produce a sample, I will take the sample to the company. Now, when I give it to them and they tell me they want the sample, I will tell you to sign on it. The fabric, the material, so you sign on it. The person in charge of that job must sign. So your signature is on the material, is on the design. Now, I can then outsource. So, for instance, if I see someone that could do it for 2,000 or 2,000 something, I will take it for future purpose. But if I discover it's not going to give any profit at all, then I will let go. But in most cases, what we do is when such project comes, I look for somebody to do it cheaper. And once they do it cheaper, in fact, it has always been like that. I will look for somebody is hungry and is a professional. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody is hungry. It's just the issue of NACO that I mentioned to you. Most of them have certificates, but they don't understand the flow. So now that you understand the flow, use their brain and get your job done. So look for outsource if you can.
So how many of you have heard of product costing? Anybody here? Product costing. Are you fashion designers? How do people charge?
An accountant came on board now.
Hold on, this is... I don't understand. How many people here have heard of product costing? I didn't say define. Just tell me if you have heard of it or not. Or you have heard of it. So if you do your product costing and your costing comes to less than 2/3 of whatever the company is offering, I beg you in the name of God, take the job. It's your own. It's very simple arithmetic. If they say come and do for 2.5, divide 2.5 by 3. If your cost to produce is more than 2/3, that's take 2 portions of the 3 parts, add it together, whatever you get. If your cost of production is more than that, don't take it. It has to be less than that. See, it is formula. If you're in business to make money, you have to apply formulas. That 1/3 of what they're offering you, you will not use it to send it to them. You will not use it to buy extra thread if their thread finishes. You will not use it to buy anything. That is your profit. 2/3, why I said it should be less, is just in case. They now call you and say, 2 of them, the button was not right. You have to take transport there. You have to buy extra button. That's what the extra money on it is for. Are you even following me? So if it's less than 2/3, take it. If it's more than 2/3, I beg you, don't take it. Don't think that I still have money in the bank, I can take from it. No. From the beginning, you should know your profit. The Bible says count your cost. You should know your profit from beginning. So if they tell you 2.5, we want to do 1,000, you have to go back to unit costing. 1 will cost X amount, multiplied by the... Don't be fooled by, hey, it's a 1 million naira contract. You will die. You will use your money to do it at the end of the day. They will tell you there's profit in numbers. They are lying to you. Now, madam said something. She said with all her wealth of experience, she thought about it. And don't even forget that you are going to be tying your money, because you got to write what they call that thing to LPO. You raise the LPO. Somebody will finance the LPO at a crazy percentage. But you are thinking in your head, you tobacco check here last saw 12 million. What the is a lie? If you divide that 12 million by 3, if you cannot keep 4 million unscratched, don't take it. A word is enough for the wise.
Oh yeah, question number 4. Who was number 4?
Sorry, I just want to find out because when you were talking the other time, Morolake, you were talking about the number that we can produce, or you were talking that your friends made some quite number of some ready to wear and it was there, and somebody has already told me the same thing sometimes ago. Is a friend, she opened a shop, we trained together, so I was just like, I'm a failure, I've not started ready to wear. But the day that she sat me down that, she had a lot of things in the store that she has not sold, I was just like scared, how will I go into this thing? So my right question is that if I have collections of dresses that I want to make or to launch out, how many can I make per time? Because I'm the kind of person that, when I get to markets and I see, even if the customer did not request, I keep on buying. Once I see anything that is nice, I keep buying. It's of recent that I begin to borrow myself sense that even the money that I'm supposed to run the house is going to the fashion, is going to payment of the, of tailors and all the stuffs. And mine now, I don't even sew again. I normally go to the drawing board and also draw and all the stuff. That's what I do mostly now. But I'm not really having profit from it, so to say. So that's number 1. How many can we make per time to showcase to people or to showcase our, for the collections that we have per clothes? Another thing is that a friend of mine called me some few days. In fact, this class, I have to appreciate the organizers. It came at the right time for me. A friend of mine called me on Monday. He said that her friend, her sister in US that she went to last year, she took some clothes along to that sister, and the sister did not even wear it since that time. She just said, this kind of thing that she can wear. But recently she's wearing it and people are liking it, that the sister is not praising her since Monday, that she needed to get some, of this stuff, not for herself. She's a nurse, that office top that people can wear to offices, that she even want to be selling. And I didn't have the clue of it. I was scared because of my friend has told me this and that and said that she borrowed money from banks. I was actually scared. I didn't want to come out of my shell to do such. But now the thing was present. Up to 11 p.m. yesterday, the lady was still calling me. So I needed to roll out some of my things I have for them that they choose samples. But how do I go about it? And she was even asking me I should write down the price per cloth. That's one. Then she's going to get it being shipped to US, and she actually had this brand that she wants to be selling over there. Thank you, ma'am.
Can I say something? At least I do a little bit of ready to wear, and then I just want to use what I do as an example for you. Me, I don't have a shop. For the first thing you said about buying, I think it's a general problem. It's a general problem. I have a wardrobe full of fabrics that I have not touched, untouched. And then, sorry, let me say something. Don't count it as a loss. It is not a loss. It is a profit that you are stocking somewhere. It's an asset. So it is not a loss. Last, let me tell you what I did last week. Last, I was broke. I needed money. I went into my wardrobe. I carried fabrics out. I advertised it on WhatsApp. I sold fabrics. I had my money back. So it is not a loss. It is an asset. So it is not a problem. Now, about how many samples should you produce? Personally, I don't know about another person, but me, if I want to release a collection, I'll do one sample of about 5 different styles. I'll go and do photo shoots, badass photo shoots, website standard photo shoots. And we use the pictures that we advertise everywhere. I can leave space of 2 weeks to take orders. So as they are ordering, I'm telling them that production starts in 2 weeks' time. With that, you know how much how many you want to produce. You know how much you are making already. You know how much profit that is going to be involved. Once your production starts in 2 weeks, if you are taking 1 week for production, it is your 1 week. You produce and you send out en masse at once. It is less stress for you. I have another friend. What she does is fashion illustration. She does the sketch of what she wants to sell, and she advertises it. And then people buy based on the sketch. And then she's giving them 2 weeks to place their orders too. And then they are placing their orders. And when she's ready to produce, she already knows how many she wants to produce. And she produces and she seals the deal. And it ends there. So there are not two ways to how many you should do. No. I think that is on the basis, that is for people that are not doing large scale. Now for those that are doing large scale, I'll have to surrender it to my Oga.
Please, you need to go and replay the Facebook Live we did yesterday. Don't let it go to waste. Did you watch it? Did you watch the Facebook Live we did yesterday on Fashion 6? It wasn't coming, but it's still there. You can watch it now. It's still there. We pinned it as an announcement so that it will be the first thing you will see. I talked about how to create sold out collection. So we need to go back to that. And this is the recap. When we say something is sold out, it means that you add a limited quantity. That means a specific number and you sold everything. Now, for you, sold out maybe 20. For me, maybe 100. For somebody else, it may be 1,000. For somebody else, it is 5. The whole idea is that once you decide on the number of units you want to make, you have decided that you want to sell everything out and make profit to go and do another round of production if there is still increasing demand. If there is no increasing demand, you stop. Then you come up with another collection, but based on the feedback that you see. So what you need is not how many units you should produce, but scalability. How can I scale? And there's no, see, one thing I've noticed about every one of us as an entrepreneur is that we are looking for one big breakthrough. So that fantasy creeps into our minds. And when we are planning things, we don't put caution to no limits. Are we together? So if I want to do a collection now, like Doctor here has said, I like calling him Doctor because that's how I know him, the style doctor. So what, like he said, you do your costing. How much will it take? Morolake did it now in the morning session. How much will it take to finish that one dress? How many yards? How many this? Whatever. Once you now know how much it will cost, you tack on it. Maybe exactly the same amount it costs you. Or times 2 or times 3, depending on how you feel people will be likely to buy. For example, if you find out that it costs you 3,000 to finish the dress, you would have done your research, like I taught in the Facebook Live, to know the price point that is feasible. So if you find out that it's 6,000 that people are able to pay, you already know that if you do 6,500, you will not sell. So you receive cents and you do it 5,800, and they will tell you your own is more affordable. Then when you now say, okay, I can undo 20 units. 20 units times 6,000. You already know that you are making 120K. Then you go out, sell out. Make your profit. Right? When you make your profit of 60K, you still have your capital back, bah? Then you now decide, like, can I continue? Because there's still demand. And even when you create your collection, I hope you know that most of the time your collection can feature different styles. You need to be looking at your statistics, which particular design sold the most. It is that one that you will now focus more effort on to mass produce. The ones that didn't sell more, dump them.
Like a collection that I made 5 different designs, and I put out like a survey, like what colors do people want to see, and they gave me colors like red, green, white, blue. So when I was designing, I did those like based on those 5 colors, and I brought the designs out. When I began to post the pictures, I discovered that there was a particular one that people didn't demand for. I only sold a few copies of it, and thank God I didn't produce it in mass. I only produce on the pre-order, like pre-order. You see this design, oh, I like it. Please make this, and this for my daughter. Please make this for my daughter. So I stepped down on the production of the blue one. But I discovered that I got more sales from red, from green. So the money I would have used to produce the blue, I diverted it to the red and the rest of it.
Okay, somebody said knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
You see, the problem in this industry is that people don't have knowledge. The Bible says that my people die for, what's that? Lack of knowledge. If you don't know, you'll be wondering, where are people, how are they doing it? What they're doing, the difference between you and the person who is making sales is just knowledge. How many people agree? Madam, I don't want to digress from what you asked, because what you asked is burning in you. Because whatever keeps somebody awake over the night is paramount on their mind. You're torn in between whether to take the order, or whether the order will be profitable, or how should you take it, or how will you ship it, or how. It's a good problem. It's a good problem. I'll tell you, there are good problems and there are bad problems. Yours is a very good problem. Now you would understand those people that live in diaspora have buying power over us, because 36,000 of our money is 100 of theirs. So if they gave you 100 of their money, you have 36,000. So if your price point was in our money, how many pieces would they buy? Let's assume that you sell one piece for 6,000. That means 100 of it would be, 6 of it would be $100. That's just what? Less than $20, right? It's a good price point. And they're not thinking that it's pricey. From my own knowledge of shipping abroad, I don't talk in Naira anymore. Because when I talk in Naira, those people, most of them are from here. They relate based on what you're talking in. They don't relate in their currency. Remember that they've been there for so long. So they are now thinking in dollars, not Naira anymore. If anybody has traveled here, you remember that when you get there, your first few days, if they tell you this thing is $10, in your head, we are all guilty, no problem. We are all guilty, it's a good problem. You will make a mental calculation and tell yourself, Mbano, how can I take taxi? I remember the first time I got to New York, from JFK to my hotel, I paid $100. He was there on the meter. I quarreled with this guy. And that time, dollar was expensive. That was when dollar went up to like 400 something. I quarreled with the guy, Indian guy. I turned to a madman in front of the hotel. How will I pay 48,000 naira for taxi? How? But that's on a lighter note. Madam, to come back to you. You have just touched a gold mine. You understand? And I like the fact that these people are calling you. That means that they are ready. So what you will say now is, excuse me, payment before gagagam. You call all your money as though it were. Give me this. Tell me what you want to make. They're not, see, they came to look for you. So you let them dictate what they want. They were the ones who came to look for you now. They have been calling you. Remember, you did something for them. They didn't wear it for many years. They pack in a corner. Now remember, summer is here. Beyonce is now having Yoruba lyrics in her song. They want to attach. Abi? Yeah, Beyonce is saying featured Nigerian musicians. So people are going back to relate to the culture of the people. See, we are in very good times, but people don't know. UK rejected us. America rejected us. Germany problem. The worst one that's paining me. South Africa and London. For me, it's a very good problem. It's a call for us to look inwards. And don't forget, at the same time, whilst they're rejecting us, our culture is growing larger in their communities. They're featuring our musicians. They're eating our food. But yet we're bad people. I want you guys to think. So because a lot of people say, hey, it's a bad problem. We are in trouble. We cannot go to America again. What's in America? The streets of New York smell. It's a dirty place. But that's a story for another day. Madam, over to you. This is your business. It's time to make money. You tell them your terms. You understand? If you don't have Bank of America, no problem. Tell them to transfer from their Bank of America or whatever to your GTB. If you hear ticking, You will not tell them, you will give me 3 weeks for you to get the first batch of order. You get your full payment before you move. Those people too are very funny. They will just change phone number. They will you will not be begging for your own money. So it's a risk. They want to take the risk now because now it's selling. And they have a price point they want to sell. You have a price point you want to sell. So they know the profit they want to make. You know the profit you want to make. You will now barter. How much? Okay, no, Kogba. You buy Mufeta. Considering your pricing, costing. When you do that, then you have made money. It's very simple. Then next time when they are talking about people who importing, you are the one that will come here and be talking. Do hallelujah, but you do the work. Are you ready to do the work? Hallelujah, amen, I receive it is not the work. The work is the part I'm telling you now. You have to speak up. Bargain. Collect the money. Do the work. So that there's a repeat. Now, before January next year, you send them email. Summer is coming. These are some of our new